It feels like a decade goes by between every Grand Theft Auto game, and since the next console installment won't be coming out for over a year, it's hard to criticize THQ and Volition for creating a next-gen GTA clone to help tide us over. Saints Row isn't as clever or polished as Rockstar's groundbreaking franchise, but it's still loads of fun to take over Stillwater one block at a time.
So you're Julius's new boy, huh? You don't look like much.
If any of the crime bosses or female gangsters sound familiar, it's because Saints Row has an impressive all-star cast, including Michael Clark Duncan, Keith David, David Carradine, Tia Carrere, Freddie Rodriguez, Daniel Day Kim, Michael Rappaport, Clancy Brown, and Mila Kunis. There are a lot of in-game cutscenes and amusing characters to meet as you explore the city. While the cinemas and dialogue have lots of streetwise attitude, very few of them have the wit and subtlety of Grand Theft Auto. Saints Row often substitutes this clever style of farcical comedy with raunchy sex jokes and foul language. There's nothing wrong with trashy humor, mind you, but if that's all there is to lead you through multiple hours of free-roaming gameplay, the nasty stuff can get old after a while. The truly notable performances are the various pedestrians you provoke and assault as you make your way across town. To help you add your own social parody or creative flair, Saints Row lets you create your own urban terrorists from 4 races and an exhausting amount of customization features. It's often entertaining to see your modified mobster act in every cinema, but he rarely talks and often takes a back seat to the other main characters in the story. Stillwater may just feel like Liberty City with a next-gen polish, but the game's progression is structured differently than Grand Theft Auto. In GTA, your primary goals are the main story missions, with various distractions like taxi driving and weapon-specific rampages available for added bonuses. Saints Row has many of the same side quests as GTA, along with several new ones, but most of these are mandatory if you want to beat the game. You have to build up enough respect to unlock new chapters in the story. While the game gives you tons of ways to do this, you may start to get frustrated that the game requires you to do these just to advance the story. Your free-roaming freedom is really given no limits though, because you can cover the entire map the second you start the game, instead of being blocked from certain areas until they're unlocked in the story. You'll also rarely encounter any loading obstructions, unless they're mission-giving cutscenes. One of the biggest lessons Saints Row could learn from GTA's 5 years of experience is giving directions. A lot of the Saints Row missions leave you searching the entire map for a neighborhood you've never been to, or a location you haven't discovered yet, rather than just showing you where it is and letting you play the game. They do give you guide arrows when you select your own spot on the map to travel to, but these don't always show the most efficient route. Most of these details are things that both GTA and True Crime have done before. The real draw for those well-trained in the arts of free roaming is the next-gen power of the Xbox 360. Graphically, Saints Row is definitely an improvement. The environments are far more detailed than previous open maps on the PS2 and Xbox. The physics, while comically disjointed, are more realistic than GTA. The animation stays consistent when your character is aiming and firing in all directions, and the character models are a significant step up in both gameplay and during the motion-captured cinemas. The artificial intelligence hasn't gotten much better though, from your gun-toting homies to innocent bystanders. The whole map is there for you to explore, but the environment isn't always there for you to look at. Buildings and roads will frequently pop up and filter their textures, which we're definitely used to in these games, but we're kind of hoping they would fix on the Xbox 360. It's acceptable to see cars vanish in the distance, but sometimes groups of them will disappear right next to you. All of these stand out when compared to the 3 console versions of Grand Theft Auto, but the one thing Saints Row has that cannot be rivaled is online multiplayer. It may not be one of the most tactical Xbox Live experiences, but it can easily become the most chaotic. There are plenty of modes to play other than standard deathmatch and capture the flag, and like all good multiplayer games, it only gets better when you have a loyal gang to ride with. Judging from the amount of running and gunning you'll have to do in Saints Row to stay alive and gain enough respect, it was smart for Volition to make the game a third-person shooter with first-person controls. This means you can dodge bullets and especially drive a car while firing continuously. GTA's character movement and weapon handling has often been the subject of ridicule, but Saints Row could have experimented with some sort of lock-on functionality. The weapon select was another bold change to separate the design from Grand Theft Auto's. The circular menu system was implemented so that you can pick your weapon of choice quicker, but it might put you in a compromising position as you scramble to find your gun of choice. The inventory select makes it easier to see your entire arsenal, but makes it impossible to swap each item on the fly.
Coming down the mountain!
Lots of games have implemented GTA's free roaming aesthetic since it came out in 2001, but Saints Row is the first game to copy Grand Theft Auto directly. It gets away with it for 3 reasons. 1, it looks better than GTA ever did. 2, it has insane online multiplayer that GTA 4 will hopefully copy. And 3, GTA was a gratuitously rewarding experience to begin with. So as long as someone at least sticks to the rules that Rockstar wrote, they're bound to build a game with a metropolis full of unique opportunities.